Okay.
It's 45, but
4,500. Oh my gosh!
Yep.
And they're starting. Hold on.
That's all right.
Right.
Hello, everybody.
Are we just letting them go?
Yep, just go. It's fine. Hello, everybody. My name is Dion Morales, your host of the Gold Squadron podcast. We're coming to you live from round 4 of the Alpha Flight Club Qualifier. Super excited to be here. And today, I'm joined by my co-host, Ryan the Beard Staniszewski.
I am the Beard.
That's right. See, I called you that nickname to see if Will would call you out and be like, what? No, so
He can call me out all he wants.
that's right.
He does have 2 belts, so he's entitled to it. Get it? Entitled? Title belt?
Hey. All right. All right, Ryan. While you break down the list, I'm going to go ahead and open up the Choose Your Champion betting. Go ahead.
All right. I actually don't have... So, the Separatist list we have here, I would actually need to pull up Twitch to know the name of these people, because I only have...
We got Josh Futch.
Is that who's the Separatist player?
Yes.
All right. He is running Zamwezel in the Fire Spray with the ever-popular Count Dooku crew, going with the Lone Wolf on talent and the concussion bombs for the bomb slot. And we have General Grievous with Solus One, very popular upgrade, but Marge Stable Closure, probably just an extra point, didn't know what to do with it, and said, I can fly through things and give you a strain. Why not? And then Onderon Oppressor HMP has the repulsor stabilizers, has cluster missiles, has freelance slicers, which is interesting, and Discord missiles. So a HMP holding some buzz droids, no Dark One probe droids. Really odd in my opinion, but hey, they're 3-0. And then who is our Imperial pilot, Dion?
Our Imperial pilot is Florent.
Florent is running Lighten in the TIE Brute with a target assist MGK 300 config, synced laser cannon, 3 TIE Advanced V1 Barons of the Empire, all with prockets, a singular TIE Fighter Obsidian Squadron pilot, which is the I-2, and an Alpha Squadron Interceptor at 199.
Awesome. I'm putting their names on the table so that you have their names available. Easy. Just had that idea. I was like, wait, why haven't we ever done this? Actually, it would save me some time too. So who do you think has the advantage in this matchup?
Before or in the current game state? Because it's a big difference for now.
Talk about it.
Zam doesn't have many places to go, and Florent just said, "I'm coming for you." And Zam doesn't have contraband cybernetics to kind of one hard and nope out even with the debris right there. So Zam better pull something tricky or she's going to take a lot of damage because she doesn't have a lot of... Like, that HMP is not going to be in helping distance anytime soon.
She better be business.
Neither is Grievous. Like, Grievous could too hard and boost or something, but Zam's going to be left out cold pretty quickly here. And she's not super defensive. She only has Count Dooku crew for that.
Agreed, yeah. You're looking a little bit for natties, looking for some lone wolf help. And hopefully...
And you do have Lone Wolf, but if there's one thing we've learned, just because you have Lone Wolf doesn't mean you need to be a Lone Wolf the whole game, especially in certain situations. But I think that early maneuver might have put Zam in a very difficult spot, maybe not expecting all this early speed from Florent flying the Empire list. Which kind of leads me into my only question with this list from Florent is why even bother going to the I-2 TIE Fighter and not just stick with I-1 for 2 blockers at I-1 and easier moving around between the 2 ships?
That's a great question.
I mean, he had 2 points left and it was only 1 point to do it, but we never, ever see, like this might be the highest result we'll see from an Obsidian Squadron pilot in all of the events we've had online for GSP.
That's right. I mean, he's 3-0, 3-0 with this list right now. And this is the type of archetype we were talking about when we were first exploring the Brute a little bit, is trying to find what is the ideal swarm to go with it. We tried all Barons of the Empire. We tried a couple of different salad combinations, but we didn't try this. And I do think that the Obsidian Squadron pilot is an interesting call. I wonder if Florent has had maybe it's to initiative kill initiative ones. That is maybe he's had a lot of play against vultures and he's like, you know what? I just want to have a chance to initiative kill some vultures. I'm digging for sure, but it'd be curious.
Yeah, because the thing is that even though he has taken the Obsidian Squadron pilot, he still has a 1-point bid, which most swarms don't maintain bids. They just go all the way. But it is still a good play and a consideration to have a bid up against another opposing swarm. So you, being this particular list that only has 2 I1s, has those 2 options to be blockers, while the other ships can take advantage of those blocks on other opposing I1s or I2s.
Another theory could be that maybe it's a play style preference. He wants to, you know what? If I make the Alpha Squadron Initiative 1 and then the TIE Fighter Initiative 2, I always move with the Interceptor first. It is the priority blocker, and then you go with the TIE Fighter after that. Again, I'm pulling at straws, but I'm just trying to see what it could be. Now, Florent committing pretty aggressively here to the bank there.
That's.
I'm a little worried.
I'll be curious to see if the back 2 Barons decide to 2 straight just to threaten that straight range. Because if Florent bites too hard on Zam just doing a 2 or 3 straight and boosting away, and Zam just said, you know what, I'm 1-turning, which would have been a really, really ballsy move, granted. Zam's got the back arc for a lot of the rest of the game. The only back arc threatening would be Lighten if Lighten turns the arc around.
All right. The timer isn't running. Thank you for the note there, Nick. Firecast
Should
Nick.
be at 1 hour, 8 minutes left.
If you open up the timer menu, Jonah, and press the stop button, it'll let you reset the timer to however many minutes you need.
I'd be really surprised if Green didn't do some type of straight maneuver. If you're committing all these to bang, sure, Zam doesn't have many places to go. Wow, even the boost on that too. Letting Zam go? I mean, not really. Zam's still in a lane, but I would have sure liked to see more focus fire on it. I guess we'll see what happens. Because Zam is the main target in this list, and you can actually bullseye Zam a whole lot easier than these small base ships.
Oh, yeah.
Granted, letting Grievous flank you does kind of feel bad, so at least you have arcs pointing at Grievous. His ability is, I'm just a 3-die ship at I4 with a little better movement, until he gets his rerolls when things are out of arc. He's considering doing any level of boost. He doesn't have a lot of maneuvers next turn if he doesn't boost, but I wouldn't want him to get caught out.
Mm-hmm. Now that Onderon Oppressor, did he... Yes,
okay,
the repulsors are
There's at least someone covering that side of Lighten. That Onderon Oppressor decided to take a lock on the Interceptor. I think he wasn't assuming that these V1s were going to make this type of move here.
Mm-hmm. So he's definitely spreading out those arcs, has coverage in a lot of different spots. We'll see where Zam ends up here in a second, but Grievous...
Doing a 2-turn.
Probably thought he was going to be getting the flank here, but obviously he has some answers with those TIE V1s staring at him.
Yep. Red might be threatening a range 2 bullseye. Might just be out of range, but Grievous is going to... Grievous doesn't... so Belba Labs are pretty balanced in terms of having the linked actions that they do while not having great blues to clear them.
Yeah.
So... anytime you take a linked action with the Belba Lab, you have to be very conscious of next turn.
Now, the stream betting did just close. We have 80% of the people who are participating in our Choose Your Champion poll bet for the Empire. And Zam is in the teeth.
Oh, boy. I don't see a boost getting out of there.
No.
I mean, not to the right. If you go left, do you leave any arcs? I don't think so. You're still in everything. If you boost... If a boost left fits, you might get out of Green's arc. He is not threatened by any... Or Zam is not threatened. Oh. Wonder if that was meant to go that way or actually meant to hit the other button. We'll see in a second. No,
well,
just
like
failed.
He failed the boost there.
Oh, boy.
All right, well, Zam taking a shot at range 1 onto the Alpha Squadron. 4 on 3. Only possible mod would be a Dooku Force. I doubt that's going to get used with all the shots coming in, though.
Safe interceptor.
The Dancing Cake Tin in the chat saying Zam is about to receive an Imperial Truth sandwich.
Yep. Again, I was kind of surprised he put so many guns that went kind of cover. Like, I understand covering many arcs and angles and threatening with other ships in a whole swarm.
Mm-hmm.
But I think how far away Grievous and the Onderon were, he could have really kept all V1s pointing to wherever Zam would have went. So we'll see if Zam ends up taking potentially half in this exchange. Looks like Grievous attempted a shot. Did Grievous do any damage? It doesn't look like it. Grievous didn't link, so he did just decide to evade the bullseye, but not link.
Now, as we resolve these attacks, there is the networked aim reroll. One of the things that's going to happen here is the latent ability is going to be active for every shot.
Very much so.
Every shot going into Zam, because remember, the way that works is if the ship that is defending, if that ship's side arc is pointed at Leighton, the rerolls happen. So Leighton in the side arcs? Yes. Rerolls are active for all of the friendly ships at range 0 to 2 of Leighton. And there's our first damage.
Florent, I think, correctively saying, you know what, I could have spent the focus defensively, but that's only to avoid 1 damage. It's not going to give me half. I want the reroll 4-die shot into Zam here.
Mm-hmm.
So Leighton going to be getting a calculate for sure. So we'll have a target lock calculated distinct laser cannon into Zam. So this is the first time Zam is defending, so that condition should pop up.
Mm-hmm. We'll find out what it is in a moment.
That's a good roll. May as well spend it.
Yep. Let's had 3 hits.
Wonder if he called Dooku.
Natties.
We haven't seen Dooku being used yet, but took 1 damage. Flips over. Which one we got here?
You better mean business. After you defend, you may spend 2 charges from Zam. If you do perform a bonus attack against the attacker,
which you won't be able to do.
You can't. It's facing the wrong way.
Yeah, this is some mistakes have been made with Zam this game.
Yeah, well,
not only in positioning, and everything, it seems.
Next shot here, range 2, 2 hits.
Haven't heard about calling Dooku yet. I think he's just going to probably spend it defensively on something like that, per se.
Yep, that's guaranteed.
Probably thinking about it. I mean, I'm always in favor. You just do it while you got it. You never know if you're going to get all of them. Is this a range bubble here? Oh, Lone Wolf. So no Lone Wolf either. And Lone Wolf, I believe, now only... No, it doesn't only work on blanks, but it's only once. Yep, that's how that change worked.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so didn't spend Dooku. Interesting.
Nope. Took another damage there.
Yeah, This is already looking bad for Zam, but it could have been, I think, more punished if these V1s were also looking at Zam.
Yep, agreed. He still has another 4 dice and a 3 dice shot coming in as well.
Oh yeah, still pretty good. Everything's shot, so any tokens available are good to spend offensively too. Grievous tanks it.
Next shot at initiative 3.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. 2 on 3. Just going to go ahead and spend that focus for 2.
Yep. Grievous
And
takes a shield.
First blood on the Grievous. Now this is where the punishment can happen. We still have 2 good shots coming in.
Yep. Not range 1 for this one.
TIE Fighter has the opportunity to strip some of these shields. We should have the latent reroll.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Ping in the latent reroll. Should be pretty easy. Still a blank, but you may as well spend it.
Yep, you got no other shots coming in.
Yeah.
And
Still
he's
did
gonna
damage.
take it or spend the force.
Or the Dooku. You just do the Dooku. Right? I know, like, people always think they want to save it for the big attack, but
Right.
you may not roll one on the one big attack, right?
Right.
And you just didn't-
Unless he did use it already and just never flipped a token. That is also possible.
That is possible. I feel, I don't know, it seems like he was thinking about it both times.
Mm-hmm.
He might be calling Dooku on this one, just saying, you know what, I'm going to guarantee an evade. But we'll see. This
Range
is the big
1.
whammy.
3 hits. Reroll.
Yep.
Oh, that's
And the
huge.
crit.
Being able to hold on to that focus with a potential bonus attack coming in.
This is, yeah, he'll spend Dooku here. No, there's no
Spends-
bonus attack coming in. Because once you defend, it's only after you defend that first time. Because you flip this card, right?
No. It's just after you defend, you can always do it. Because there's a separate
That's right.
separate-
Okay.
paragraph. So here's Zam. Retaliation.
Not great. Only one? That's it. What kind of crit did Zam take? Got a fuel leak. Okay.
That could end up mattering. Of course, if another crit ends up coming through, that'd be an
Under
additional
pressure
damage.
lock, so
Safe.
Safe.
Easy.
all right. So Zam has been halved, but man, could have had so much more. I think. Good start, obviously, though. I don't know. So Zam could drop a concussion bomb, but also if Zam gets blocked, she can get hurt by her own concussion bomb. And with fuel leak, that could hurt even more. Unless she takes the strain. Unless it's suffer crit damage. Concussion bomb is a flip effect. So actually, no, I don't think that would trigger. I don't think that would combine explode.
After you suffer critical damage, and then
Concussion bomb says this device detonates when it detonates. Each ship and remote at range 0 is dealt 1 face down damage card. Then each ship at range 0 must expose a card. So it's not suffering.
not
it's
suffering.
exposing. It's different.
so the concussion bomb would not trigger the fuel leak.
So Josh has some definite issues to get out of here. Zam, oh man, it's like a 3 bank or 3 turn. It's just a matter of which one you think is going to be more open.
Do you
Still
think he
lead.
should he try to get behind the swarm here?
This is the one main opportunity because the only ships that can go slow enough, and it's on Florent to do it, is the Baron of the Empire 3, the green one that's stressed right now, should 1 banker 1 turn towards Zam. But if he does anything other than that or repositions, there's a chance Zam's 3 turn might hop over. because all the other ones have to move. Now, granted, the Alpha could one turn as well. If he's expecting the bombs, he might block Zam in many more places further down the line to try and keep Zam locked in and end up taking extra damage. My concern as well with Josh is where his Onderon Oppressor is. Not many side slips are clear without bumping into Grievous, to be quite honest. Let me double check Onderon Oppressor's ability.
I kind of think you just end up going straight and use that 180-degree arc. It's your best bet.
You could, but the nice thing here is Onderon Oppressor says after you barrel roll or side slip, if you are stressed, gain 1 calculate token. So you don't have to complete that maneuver. So if he did a 3-bank, per se, he could, if he ends up still bumping into Grievous, still get a calculate.
All right, I like that. A little bit of flexibility there.
Or if he feels like he has to, like, does a 2-bank, if he thinks the 2-bank side slip runs over that debris, says, I'm still stressed, and I'll get a calculate also. That can also trigger Onderon Oppressor. Grievous being unstressed is very helpful to try and get away from blocks, but Grievous is going to end up being in a situation where he either dives in and gets blocked from probably one of the B1s, or turns down towards his Onderon Oppressor and starts running a little bit, but he's not exactly escaping a lot of shots. If Josh is expecting these Imperial ships to start blocking up and jamming up Zam's pathway, because a lot of their arcs are already pointing down the direction to the left where Grievous could try and run away a little bit from.
That's correct. Now, to answer a couple of questions in the chat here, how many players are in today's event? We started with 160 players, had 170 registered, had some drops to start out. So we're going to have a top 32 tomorrow. Excited to see how that shakes out. Should be fun. And I want to remind you that today's Swiss games are brought to you by Curled Paw Creatives. Use that coupon code ALPHA2021 for 21% off. Oh,
Zam did drop the bomb.
She did. Pop, pop. Let's see what happens.
We'll see if Florent gives Zam no places to go. It's going to be a free damage.
I mean, she already gave up half points. So at this point, you know, it might just be a desperation move. And, you know, and obviously Josh has played well today. You know, he's 3-0 going into this round. Everybody has a bad game, and this was just might have been he got caught off guard.
Oh, there's that 2 side slip that bumps, so no action even there.
Oof. All right. Side slip.
He's pointing the right direction, but it looks like everything's pointing at him. Granted, definitely won't have any lighting abilities. That is a big front facing towards lighting. Plus, I'm pretty sure it's range 0 to 2.
The Roomba went Boomba. Soon.
It's doing lighting first.
Oh, man. I don't know where Zam can go that she's not taking a bomb.
Just leave lighting there, right? Just,
yeah.
You know, I don't even know if you need to calculate. Just lock Zam. Because you got target assist anyway. You're not living off your agility.
Yep.
Although target assist only triggers range 2 to 3.
There you go.
There we go.
Reveals the one.
See, I eventually get through the right conclusion if I mess up in my brain sometimes.
Shh, it's fine. You can't. Where are we in the order?
Well, Grievous can 1-bank. Well, no, just go. Prockets.
Yeah, that is exactly what that is.
So my concern is if by these boosts, does he let Zam get away with this? Green's got to be able to block something. So he's asking Green to do a lot of work to make sure Zam didn't go fast and hop over everybody. So as long as Green did a 1-hard and has good options to boost, man, if you boost away though, you lose the 3 turn and Zam's gone.
That's right. And I'm sure some people want to know if the red TIE V1 has the bullseye on as well? I don't think so. We go ahead and take that top-down
Doesn't
close
look
look.
like it.
I don't think so. And you see that
Grievous getting away.
did just hop over. From the looks
Oh,
of it,
this
it
is
doesn't look like
interesting.
it.
So if Grievous did that, does that mean he's expecting Zam to do that 3-turn? Because that's the only turn that had the opportunity to get out of there.
Yep. I mean, he's maybe at least covering it.
That landed too.
The one hard to the right for Zam lands. Woo!
Oh, the interceptor might not be. It's not gonna be happy.
Man.
Flipping the fuel leak, choosing to say, "I wish to not be critted." Also, looks like Zam is free of Lighten's ability.
Free of the ability and free of the bomb. That concussion bomb is going to be taken by Leighton.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, those concussion bombs have been popped, so they're not going to stop.
We could definitely see a sad Onder on this turn. That's a lot of arcs. There's some prockets. There's some range 1s. This might be all right. We got half on Zam, and now let's just kill ourselves a ship.
Yep. Leighton taking the strain to avoid flipping the damage card face up, which of course makes sense.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, it could be dangerous that Zam has a range 1 rear shot, but only with Dooku. If Josh values the survivability of Zam more than making a trade, because there is a reasonable world where Lighten's in big danger if Zam gets a good shot and so does Grievous. Probably, I would highly unlikely to kill Lighten, but really line up Lighten to let Grievous finish off next turn. Interestingly, though, Sam is going to go at the interceptor, which is only 1 from half, so there is more available points there.
All right, looking at the range here.
Checking the Dooku range.
I think, was it a range 2 bubble?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see if something changes to a crit, but probably didn't Dooku.
Yeah, probably checking a Lone Wolf here.
Spend the focus. Safe interceptor. That's going to be a slightly modded HMP concussion missile. That'll probably bounce off and go into another ship as well. Don't know which one he will choose, but he will get 2 shots.
Three hits. Looking at Leighton.
Yep. Just taking 3.
That strain count in there. We got half points right away.
Yep.
23 to 48. And here comes the HMP. You got all the options.
I'm expecting a cluster missile here into the interceptor and then bounce off into another ship. Don't know which one. Why is it only 2? Is he not using cluster missiles? That's kind of odd.
Yep.
So he has the network aim. 2.
Maybe did he forget about the...
I get the feeling it's probably more... I mean, it killed the interceptor, but...
It worked out.
I mean, it could have another shot, though, with all that fanciness. Well, that definitely helped the Onderon in the damage problem next turn, but there are definitely some prockets still incoming.
Mm-hmm. And that interceptor was firmly in range 2, so had the chance there. And I mean, the secondary shot would have been set up as well, right? Because the cluster missiles are range 1 to 2, not 2 to 3. A lot of people get confused on that one.
Yep. Only
one hit, 2 blanks.
Yep. Evaded. Procket. Yep. 5 dice.
Get him. Here comes the
Lined
5
it up.
dice.
You did the
Oh, natties. 3 hits, 2 crits.
Oh, we're guaranteed a crit? Yeah, we're guaranteed a crit in Hull here. We're guaranteed more than that. That is
Take all of it.
all of it. 3 shields and 2 crits. Oh.
Definitely half points at this point.
Oh, yep. Let's see if it's more. There's a fuel leak. That'll be
fuel
more
leak.
than half.
Direct
And a
hit.
direct. Oh no, he's down to 1. One more.
Oh, and then here's the second crit. Should we?
No. That was direct and fuel.
Direct and fuel leak. Sorry. Yes.
Fuel leak was delivered as the first crit. Direct was the second one, and then both resolved the face downs because fuel leak came before direct.
Sad Roomba noises.
Man, the TIE Fighter, Lighten, and I mean, so just those two, right? Like, without the Interceptor, that HMP is still probably long for this world after this turn.
And here, a long-range shot trying to clear the HMP off the board. Just needs to push through 1.
2 on 2. That's 1. Let's see. Can the oppressor continue oppressing?
Safe.
Currently, yes. Lighten. Go
Lighten
for Zam
from
Ring
downtown.
Fun. Keep the pain going.
Absolutely. I mean, you've already gotten the half points, and there it is.
3 on 2. Dooku is still up. Yeah,
One
spend the
hit.
calc. Nothing else is coming your way.
He's also got a lock.
Oh, that's right. He didn't spend the lock last turn. Very nice. That's why he didn't take a lock.
Yep.
I wasn't paying attention. Yep, spend it on the 2.
That's the correct call.
That's the
And
Yep.
spend the calculate.
Yep.
Good chance that Zam takes at least 1 here.
So it's weird because in this situation, you pretty much you want to evade both, ideally, right? You don't want to waste Dooku if you don't evade both, but
He did Dooku the evade.
so he got 1.
Yep.
Got 1 no matter what. That's still probably the right call to guarantee. It's like a reinforce, but better.
Mm-hmm.
So takes 1.
So it means down to, what is that now? 4 hull?
Activates Zam's ability. You should thank me. Recovers 1 charge.
And he also is able to pick up that lock on the attacker. So he has a lock on Leighton.
Yep. That'll be important. All right. Can the TIE Fighter finish off the HMP? A 2 on 3. There's a hit crit.
Hit crit.
Gotta get 2 natty evades. Got him.
Got it.
So without the Interceptor, realistically, the average result of the HMP going to half and being like moderately close to dead pretty much ended up being the same, even though that procket was nuts damage, right?
Mm-hmm.
The rest of what was expected to happen probably happened. Maybe 1 more damage than expected. I'm not sure about the exact math, but a lot of people might look at that turn and be like, man, that procket did so much extra damage. HMP should like maybe be just above half or like only 1/2. Like, got to account for all the potential averages of the shots that were all incoming as well.
Now we got tagged here. How much better is to re-roll both when you only have one calculator, one calculate or force? The exact percentage, I'm not sure off the top of my mind, but the idea is that you give yourself, one of the things, you give yourself the opportunity to end up getting 3, but the averages say that on the re-roll, you will end up with, you're going to end up with at least 1, and you're looking for that upside, right? Now, I can totally understand in a game situation, there might be a situation where you said, I cannot risk re-rolling these 2. I must spend the calculate here to guarantee this. I'm going for a guarantee. That's different, right? I think it's definitely game situational, but if you're just going for best possible outcome, you re-roll both there.
Yep. So if you're Lighten right now, you gotta go moderately fast to potentially avoid the next concussion bomb. But you gotta not let Grievous just dunk on you, basically. It's whether Florent believes Josh is willing to say Grievous can stay stressed. I will just hard one or one bank, and I'll still get my rerolls, and I'll likely do some pretty nasty damage in combination with whatever my Zam rear arc is going to be and the concussion bomb to kill Lighten. So it depends on if Florent believes that Lighten is safe by counting on Grievous doing blues, or since Grievous is mainly behind everybody right now, and not a lot of good shots can punish Grievous for doing this, still doing a white maneuver and counting on the 2 rerolls out of arc, likely, to get that punch for the mods.
You know, if I am Josh, you really do need to start leaning in a little bit on Grievous. You need Grievous to start picking up some slack. He got you the half points on laying early. And I think if you can give Zam a little bit of space and give Grievous a couple turns to get some really solid, fully modified or almost fully modified attack with his ability and a focus, you really could end up putting yourself in a manageable position, because he's behind. It's 54-75, but it's close still. It's close enough where if you do some work with Grievous, you're gonna have a chance.
Mm-hmm.
There is a concussion bomb.
So Andron's side slipper are inactive, likely 2 banking or 2 turning or 3 turning through one of the lanes. Be curious to see which way he goes. I assume, well, the TIE Fighter's like, I wanted to leave, but ends up taking a rock in the box.
Safe.
Okay.
That's fine. Usually the obstacles I don't get too picky about the attacks.
Sure.
He did Dooku the crit.
Yep.
Panic pilot.
That's a weird situation, unfortunately, because Dooku theoretically should be called before that happens. But it's like that opportunity. Everyone's used to just rolling dice right away.
Yeah, I have the table mic in my ear, and it was like as they were rolling, Josh yelled crit.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
because I was gonna say, like, it is kind of feels bad if someone sees the result and says, "Wait, I want to Dooku it," right?
Yeah,
like that's not a thing you should be able to do. I wonder if Florent was counting on that TIE Fighter being able to barrel roll, but we'll see.
All right, here comes the red TIE V1, taking up some space, threatening Zam.
So the yellow TIE V1 is the one that has used prockets already.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see where Zam decided to go. I wouldn't be surprised if Zam just said 4 straight. I'm leaving. I'll deal with...
What, with one stress? Not bad, yeah.
Yeah. Here's the threaten to finish the HMP here.
Maybe we get a K turn here?
What action did the HMP take?
Oh, no. Focus, just to calculate.
Oh, I see it. Okay. Yep. So Lighten deciding to turn towards Grievous to say, if I'm here, you're not going to shoot me, Grievous, which I think is the right call.
100%.
You're not going to punish Grievous for doing this, but you are going to at least survive a little bit longer.
Now, does Grievous have a lock set up already? He does not. But he's going to go ahead and barrel roll to the right. Give him a little space.
Yeah, I agree. Nice 2-turn by Zam. But that procket, it's there. Does he remember that the procket is a threat right now? Because without Dooku, that defense is not as good as what it was. And if he doesn't boost somewhere, Lighten is in the side arc. So that's going to be a re-roll on the Procket, I think. As long as Lighten exists within that range 2 of the side of Zam.
That's right. And here's another concussion bomb going off.
The only one shooting is the on-run oppressor, but they're both I3, so you just take the strain.
So
this could be a double kill turn between Zam and the HMP, depending on how things roll out here.
That's right. Zam taking the range 2 onto the Red Baron of the Empire.
See if we can pull that focus off of him. That Baron of the Empire is going to clutch tight on that focus real hard.
Yeah, because he got that bullseye set up. Here we go. 3 on 3.
Rocket. I assume they're curious about the obstruction thing, but it's equal. Yep. You've already used Dooku. Oh, Lone Wolf. That's right. No Lone Wolf active either. Probably counted on Lone Wolf, but that range 2 bubble may have told us right there, if I remembered where that line was, not latent range.
Nope. And there's 2 hits. No rerolls. And that's going to be 1 damage.
Latent will be available. I think that's my bad. Latent, it's 0 to 2 of a friendly to let them reroll, but as long as they're in the side arc of enemy ship at any range.
Right, exactly.
Latent's confusing.
0 to 2 of the friend, and essentially 0 to 3 in the side of the enemy.
Of the defending person, your friend at range 0 to 2 is attacking.
Yep.
All that. I'm assuming the attempt will be going to see if you can finish off Leighton. Strained. Well, going at the tie. It's range 1.
Okay, shifting targets there.
Yeah, I mean, if you kill it, that's more points off the board. I don't know if that's as important, though.
Yeah, I think the Leighton shot would have been much better. But here we go. We got 1 crit, 1 focus, a little bit of trail mix, spends for 2.
TIE Fighter takes a crit.
And what do we got in the box? What's in the box? Hull breach.
This tie only knows crits this game.
Well, at least the other damage that's going to happen, it kills it anyway, right? So not a huge deal.
So I think you take the sync laser shot at Zam first to see if you can strip that focus, making that Procket all the more dangerous.
I'm in.
Florent, come on, dude. I mean...
He's excited. He wants the Procket.
Yeah, I'd be too. Procket, 5 dice. Does he remember that he has Latent active right now?
Measure.
He might be looking back to check. Yep, he's pinging that Lighten should be active. That's the side arc, so we're good there. Range 2 to the friend. All accounted for. And we'll generate 4 damage out of that. Let's see what defense dice we have here.
How much health does she have? She had 2 left. Yeah, okay, it wouldn't have mattered.
Do not spend the focus defensively? Because that just kills her.
He did not.
That's weird. Unless I looked at it wrong, I was pretty sure the focus means she lives on 1.
Has a total of 6 cards.
Started with 2 damage only. So, like, defending 1 means Zam was on 1.
Don't know. 3 hits. There was 5.
I mean, it's unfortunate. Maybe Josh got in the mindset that this game, maybe a tilting moment there.
Yep.
Realizing that the Procket had such a good shot, likely losing. Here's both ships dying on the same turn. Zam was already in a bad position early game. Had seemingly after this past turn had some opportunities, but it was definitely still an uphill battle. So I think we've all potentially been in the moment where like it's felt over and we forget something that may have kept the ship alive, but consequentially, Zam was probably not living that turn.
Right. So we got Grievous in a dream. Right now.
Grievous has own... I mean, not a lot's going to threaten Grievous right now. Everything's in weird position. So that one turn's looking pretty good to threaten Lighten.
He's the ace. He's the ace right now. He doesn't have the double reposition, but at least he's got a little bit of wiggle in him.
Yep. And the only procket left over is green.
And it's pointed in the wrong direction.
It is very much pointed in the wrong direction. Oh no. Yeah, that was a very well set up turn by Florent. Good move by Lighten to not be shot by anyone but the HMP. HMP only doing the one straight. May have been counting on the V1s doing fancier maneuvers that would have caused the one straight. The one straight would have blocked, which it did block yellow, but green was there to finish it off. With only 1 health left, 3 attack dice with a focus and 1 agility, very likely to do 1 damage. And then Zam took the brunt of the procket with a reroll and the synced laser.
Let's go ahead. Let's take a second this game is winding down here. It's going to take a couple turns to get Grievous, but I really think that this game comes down to the opening. Most likely Josh was setting up his opening setup seemed like a standard practiced setup, but Josh setting up Zam across from the Swarm, because that was a choice, right? It was the last ship that went down.
Yep.
It put him in a situation where his what I'm guessing is a standard opening just wasn't what he needed. The Swarm was able to jump on the opportunity, and it gets him. And I've seen this happen to a lot of players. It's happened to me plenty of times. Go ahead and watch some of my games, and I was like, all right, I want to try this and see if it works. And sometimes it doesn't, because if that opponent takes advantage, goes fast enough in the opening, they will catch you. And it obviously worked out for the Empire in this one. I'm really curious to see how this game would have changed if Zam would have started on the right side with Grievous in the opening and tried to maybe force this Swarm to go through the rocks, fly around a little bit, especially when you have different ship types. Sometimes things can get a little weird if you make them fly around a little bit, and you take advantage of that.
So I don't mind where Zam was, because what we do see with a lot of fire spray play that can still be successful is they do what aces do, which is look like they're going somewhere but have a ton of options to leave, and they just leave. But the fire spray have back arcs, which means they can still threaten if you try and chase. And the HMP could get in position later where the 180 arc is more effective, and Grievous is going all the way around for big flanks. I get the feeling Josh was looking for that same thing where he would do a maneuver which put Zam 45 degrees looking at the board, and 1 turn or 1 bank either direction, what Florent did. The problem is where Zam went didn't allow for the 1 turn or 1 bank because of that debris cloud. Because I don't think I probably would prefer Zam to not be straight across from them, but I'm not against it because I could see what the fire spray player could be doing, because we've seen that work before.
Right.
Because as soon as they turn away, they could, turn back in the next turn, or the player could be still trying to bully Zam away, or the fire spray, and Zam could keep going, and then they're just committing too hard, and now Grievous and HMP are in great position. So you're right, though. It could easily have been, I've done this opening, but he maybe autopiloted it too much to the point where, wait, that debris not where I expected to be, or where I moved is not where I expected to be based upon where that debris is. Now I don't have my out.
Right. Precisely.
And it looks like Grievous was trying to put some damage into Lighten before and didn't do any.
Nothing. Whiffed on that.
Grievous
2 hits looking at
eye
Grievous.
and 2 blanks, unfortunately.
Yeah, and he probably wanted to keep that focus for defense at this point.
Yep.
Blank focus.
So is he thinking about if he wants to spend the focus now? And nope, he's keeping the focus defensively. That is one thing I wasn't sure about Josh too. Seemingly holds on to tokens too much. Again, it's situationally dependent,
Right.
and math based on the dice. But if you're avoiding 1 damage, I'll take it, unless I'm only avoiding 1 damage out of 4 or 3. If I still have more shots, like it depends on how much you're taking now. Against 2 dice from Lighten that were successfully hits, I spend it probably, and that halves the damage that was incoming. But if you're only taking 25% away from the damage incoming and it's not a kill shot, say 4 dice, and you only roll 1 eyeball, then maybe I consider saving it. But to a lot of ships, 4 dice straight up damage is not fun. No bueno.
Right. And well, the focus ends up working out there. Got 2 focuses and spends out to avoid all the damage.
Sure.
And again, it's 100% situational, like you said. It just depends on what you can get in the situation. So Grievous now down to 4 hull. 4 hull in a dream. A lot of ships out there. What's his closest ship? The Obsidian is 1 hull away, but it's going in the opposite direction. Maybe you can get Leighton. Whoa.
That seems like an accidental undo with Grievous. Nope, not a 1 turn.
Ah!
Stop it. Go back. That should be a 1 bank. Fixed it.
They'll figure it out. They got it. Just give them a
There's
second.
There's a mini undo button right in there. Right above the set. Tiny undo. Yep. Oh, he's probably talking to the players.
Yeah.
Wait.
Well, I'm not. I'm just kind of pointing.
Look at all the hands. They're so colorful everywhere.
Dion, I'm just gonna hop in their room. Okay?
Go for it. Go for it.
Yep, go for it. Let them know, do the tiny undo button, and do a 1 bank. There we go, and then do the 1 bank boost. Saved! Yay!
We did it. It takes a
All
village. Right, that's what that saying's for.
Takes a village to grow or raise a kid, isn't that it? Raise a child?
Yeah, it's usually like...
I was about to do something like, takes a village to raise a potato, but with doing the farming reference, but
I think you need to be Ryan Farmer to do the farming reference, not Ryan Staniszewski. I don't know.
hashtag
Make
wrong Ryan.
Make a good point.
All right, we got 22 minutes and change left on the clock. You're watching round 4 of the Alpha Flight Club Qualifier.
So as you were saying, like, what could Grievous go for? What is his potential target? Let's see. Lighten still has 3 left, and because of that rear arc, Grievous is never going to be... Is never really going to have his ability turned on. He's got to be careful where Grievous goes, because Green still has a procket. I like this block. I'm a fan.
And now a note for maybe anybody who's not super familiar with the Type Brute. The Type Brute has those rotating cannons, so the cannon flips with the turret. So when that turret's facing to the back, you can fire with the sync cannon in the back.
Take a lock. Take a lock, Yellow. Do it.
A lock would be a nice setup for later. Ooh,
why do that?
Going the roll.
I don't like that. I mean, he might. If red blocks Grievous, Yellow will have a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, boost straight, take focus. Maybe? I don't know. The Procket depends on how well he blocks Grievous, but yeah, you definitely want to more likely threaten that Procket. So I think boosting is still okay.
Yeah, I think you'll be fine.
Yeah. Man, imagine a game where a person gets to fire off 3 Prockets and all of them are not I5. Oh!
Whoa, hello.
Wait.
Grievous jumps
Did that
ahead.
Oh, wow. Look at that. It fit.
He 100% wants to get out of that. You got a proton rocket coming in.
Yeah, he's got a boost.
But you still have 2 shots coming in almost no matter what. Right?
You boost straight, right? Like, you just got to get out of green. But Grievous now has no shot, though.
Nah, yeah, the straight move was the move.
That rock bad. At least you had shots on other ships, but this... Sure, Grievous has rerolls defensively.
I will tell you, in my ears, there was regret in the boost. As soon as it was clicked, he went, oh, no. What did I do?
Oh, no.
So there was regret, if you're wondering.
Okay.
Instant regret.
Instant. Oh, no.
And shout out to Florent. Florent was like, hey, you wanna change it back? And he's like, nope.
Yeah, like, realistic. Like, I would have done the same thing. Like, hey, man, like, did you mean to do the other one?
Josh said, no, that's what I did. Let's play it as is. So
out of the box. Yeah, put in the void. Reroll it.
And ooh, that's gonna be
that's a oof.
2 crits.
Oh yeah, Lighten has her ability on herself or himself. Well, I mean, it's got no impervium plating. Oh, super sad. Reroll 1. Oh no!
Double crits.
No impervium plating. It is the worst. Weapons failure. Well, you weren't shooting anyway. Damage sensor rate. Even worse. But you're going over a rock. You're not doing any actions. Moderately inconsequential crits, but weapons failure hurts. I will say, though, one thing about Online X-Wing that does help is... that 3-bank with Grievous would have taken like 10-15 minutes to make sure that was safe.
Yep.
You know it.
100%. 100%.
Oh, that's so mean. Hit crit from the V1. Grievous, no. Oh,
this
more
game
double blanks.
is over. Get the reroll.
Oh my, that's a lot of blanks for Grievous at the end. My dice.
Let's get some Fs in the chat for Josh.
Yeah.
This one did not go his way.
You take a lump and you submarine from there. Just follow the 1 losses and do what you can. So you know what, that was my screw up game. That was my mistake. I'm gonna move forward. And I'm gonna take next game as a brand new day.
All right. Well, thank you to the players for playing that. Final score 66 for Josh. Florent 200. Obviously, we have some time left on the clock. And while we're waiting there, what we can do is we actually can take a moment and talk a little bit about what are some of the... There we go. What are some of the faction breakdowns that we have in the tournament? If you haven't looked at it, we actually have the lists published in our Twitch chat. If you type !lists in the chat, you actually can end up finding that. So let me go
I
ahead.
did it for you.
Boom. There you go. You have all the lists there. They're in alphabetical order.
Mr. Kempers, I see you.
He's always at the top.
Well, he's always has that variation of that list.
Yep.
I'm aware. I tried it for the first time, as we saw on the Circle Day.
Yes.
Dr. Khan with his let's have fun with many scum small things. Alex Smittle, let's have fun with many scum small things.
Where is...
Oh, we got a nice... I like that Rebel list from Alex. That's cool. Oh, these are just... Wait, these are just alphabetical order.
Yeah, just alphabetical order.
Gotcha.
Why is this not working?
Oh, okay. I've been given the bad news.
What?
I was messaged by Jonah that preferably no separatist lists in the next match because we've had 2 of them already today.
We have had 2 of them today, but I mean, Ryan, if you really want, I want you to commentate a game you're interested
We'll
on.
wait till round 6. That'll be fine.
Okay.
We'll
All
skip over. No, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. That's okay.
Yeah, we've seen Zam twice. We saw her play to good success, and today or in this round didn't quite work out, but it's all right.
I guess I would specifically be looking for droid lists that don't have fire sprays. Vary it up a little bit, but we'll try and steer clear of it for now. So Dion, these are just in alphabetical order. It looks like not actually, because they're all A's.
Yeah. This is in alphabetical order.
Did you at the top? Does it have the actual statistical faction breakdown at all, or is it towards the
No,
bottom?
I was about to read it off right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we had 35 rebel lists. 35
That's a
rebel
lot.
lists, and that's the most. The
Rebels,
most out of
really?
all of them. Yes, I know, crazy town.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was super surprised by that, especially with lately they've been definitely kind of middle of the pack when it comes to what people are bringing. And faction-wise, we also, in our last faction breakdown, we didn't rank them too highly.
I think I had them middle-ish, but maybe trending up. I definitely had them on the trending up, but definitely not top 2.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think 3. So I think I had Republic 3. So I think they were either 4. I think they were 4.
I don't remember our exact ratings. I'd have to go dig and find it. But so in first place right now, in most represented, we have the Rebels at 35, Scum at 28.
Not surprising.
That's exactly not surprising. Most of us had Scum listed pretty high.
Granted, I think those rankings were for hyperspace.
Ah, yes, those were hyperspace. Yes, they were not extended. You're correct.
So that definitely would sway something like the Empire to be much higher on the leaderboards.
Mm-hmm. Which also, here's this other one. You got the Galactic Republic with 24 lists in third place.
Okay,
for most represented. Mm-hmm. Now, one thing that might
on their Anakin.
One thing that we got to remember, there's also faction prizes involved in this tournament, so this could be swaying some of the faction diversity as well. Just kind of keep in mind there. Tied at 4th and 5th, we had Empire and the Separatists at 4th and 5th with 22. Then you had the Resistance with 16 lists, and then First Order with 15 lists.
Sad sequels. Sad sequels. Sad.
Now, one thing that XPOP is pointing out in the chat, it sounds like our leader in Choose Your Champion runs right now is not only number 1 in Choose Your Champion with 478,000 points, but also is actually leading the tournament right now and is sitting soon to be possibly 4-0.
I was about to mention that. Yeah.
That is pretty cool. I mean, he's trying to make a play. Big. I like it. I approve. Actually, he did go 4-0. He did get the W and is currently in second place in the leaderboard right now with that MOV.
Dion, am I safe to go to the TTT, or is that no bueno?
You should be good.
Okay. You want to look at the rankings to get an idea for some future matchups or some people to keep an eye on.
So some of the lists that are floating at the top right now, Florent, who we just saw, right, 4-0 right now, runs, a.k.a. Renaud Wens, with a Resistance list. We got 4 T-70 X-Wings and Zari doing some work with those thread tracers. I like that.
Okay.
Derek Snyder currently in third place with a Sloan Swarm. We have, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4 interceptors. Initiative 1 interceptors, Initiative 1 TIE fighter, and then the Scarif-based pilot with Sloan and Hull upgrade. All right, some good stuff. Runs in the chat. We just see him in the chat. He's very surprised about it. Hey, man, you're killing it. Maybe today you go, you're 1 win away from getting into that Ace Championship. Maybe you can get the Ace Championship and win Choose Your Champion in the same day. It'd be a good day. Alex Smittle running some M3A shenanigans here. Ion, Tractor, jamming. And instead of bringing, there's a lot of people who also bring the Fang Fighters in that list. Instead, opting to bring 2 Cartel Spacers with Thread Tracers. That's okay. Alex Smittle. I'd be interested in watching that game. Jonah, keep an eye on that. I'd be interested in watching that. If we get an Alex Smittle versus a Renowned Runs match, that would be gold. Maybe I can just, you know what? I have the power.
Wait a minute.
What?
Do that?
I know what you're talking about. It's not like I have hundreds of people listening to me talk about rigging the tournament. Why would I do that?
I mean, Will and I have both made an appearance, so clearly it must be rigged.
I'm telling you.
I also, I really like Steve Cutillo's list. He is flying Republic Aces, and he is the highest ranked Republic player, and his list features 2 Eddas.
And what rank is he currently at?
Is he undefeated?
He's probably X and 1, my guess. Just looking at how where I needed to scroll down to. I just came across him. He has 3-0. 3-0. We'll see how this game goes. Still playing. Yeah, I'd be interested in watching that one too. Has Ahsoka with a Delta 7, the C-110P, aka Chopper, and Delta 7B. Then we have both Anakin and Obi-Wan Kenobi in the Eta 2 with R5 Astromech and Hull upgrade. Interesting. So what we'll do is let's go ahead and pay out some bets for this match. We had the Empire win. This is the first win for player 2 on the stream today. So the streak has been broken. Bets have been paid. Give the bot a second. Give the bot a second. Give the bot a second.
Chill out.
Okay. There we go. We got that. We still have a few minutes left on the clock. I think the tournament clock is going to be a little bit shorter because I think we started a little bit late. 6:04. All right, cool.